Hello, everybody, and happy Monday. It's time for another episode of Mark's Monday Minutes in Portland Real Estate. It is the fourth week of October, October 23rd. That means we're just a month away from my wife and I's favorite holiday of the year, which is Halloween. It also means it's getting darker and the leaves are falling. What's happening? Buyers are getting a little spooked. That's what we're seeing. So they're pulling back. So the question then becomes, what will it take to get buyers to get back off the fence and get back to buying? When in fact, many still are, but those who have a choice have pulled back. I have three opportunities what I think will get buyers to come back into the market. First of all, price drop has to do with affordability. Second of all, mortgage rates. And third, cash buyers. Those are the three that we're seeing. We'll talk about these. First, let's run through the numbers. The week of October 23rd, our active total, well, last week I called it. I thought we had hit our high water point on October 9th. No, it looks like we moved back up to it just a little bit this week, 4,434. We had been 4,411, we dropped to 4,393, and then just back up to 4,434. Statistically, we are still right there at that top band, and I don't think we're going to see any sizable change other than in the downward direction, which we typically see this time of year. We will see a decrease in the number of homes as sellers really, if they don't have to sell, many are going to take their homes off the market, especially if it's stagnant and it's just sitting and they're not showing. They're going to take the homes off the market during the winter months, during the holidays, so they can spend time with family and friends and holiday activities, and then relaunch in the spring. The number of new homes this week, 431, almost the same as 432 last week, but definitely lower than the 500 plus that we've been seeing the 5 weeks before then. The number of homes that went pending, 315, has dropped from 362 the week before. Again, fewer buyers out there, fewer buyers writing offers, fewer buyers accepting contracts, sellers accepting contracts. We expect this downward trajectory in the number of new homes under contract pending per week. The number of homes sold in the last week up to 317. These were homes that went pending after the Labor Day weekend, and thus a little more bump in activity of the serious buyers and getting those homes under contract. The number of homes with a price adjustment, 1,223. We're up to 27.5% from 26.9. I suspect we're going to hold somewhere around this 27% for a while. This seems to also be our high water mark in Portland. Statistically, across the board in the nation, it's closer to 33%, while national numbers right now are actually at 37%. Portland has usually done a bit better than national numbers in that regard. Number of homes coming soon. I can see 30 homes coming available in the next 21 days that, again, I can see and I'm happy to share with you. All it takes is a phone call or an email or a text message, and I'd be happy to share whatever it is you're looking for. The number of sold homes in the last month, 1,381, giving us a 3.2 months of inventory. Again, months of inventory is measured based on the number of homes that go under contract compared to the number of sold homes compared on the inventory. If our inventory is not going up, but the rate of sold homes drops, it gives us a ratio that collectively moves up a bit higher, up to 3.2. Perhaps we'll sit at this 3.2 number for the next week, for the last week in October. Now, the number of affordable garage homes with a 4-car garage or larger, we have 117 available homes in the market, 35 of which are under $1 million. Of these, 4 are new to the market this week, one of them in that under $1 million category, and 3 went pending. So almost an equal exchange. 3 went pending, also 1 under $1 million. The number of sold homes that went under contract 30 to 40 days ago, 5, with 3 of those being under $1 million, those buyers who perhaps found their dream garage or shop affordably under $1 million. That's just the price of where we are in Portland right now. Number of sold homes with a 4-car garage in the last 30 days, 24. Now, let's talk about those 3 takeaways. Again, buyers are very clearly waiting, and the question then becomes, what do we do to help buyers make a decision to choose one side of the fence or the other, either to pull off and wait until rates improve, or go ahead and step up? Because I would venture that as soon as rates improve, we will see a surge of buyers. They're sitting on the fence, on the sidelines, waiting. And if we see any slight change, they're going to come back. Now, what's going to happen? What will this motivation take the form of? First will be a price drop. That has to do with affordability. If the rates are higher and they're a fixed monthly payment, the prices would have to drop to offset the mortgage rates. Now, what would make prices drop? Well, first of all would be desperate sellers, which we don't see happening because honestly, if you didn't refinance in the last 4 years, you missed the boat. Virtually all the sellers out there are happy with their 3% refinance rates. Why purchase at 8%? You don't have to drop your price unless you're motivated, unless there is a significant reason for the sale. Sellers are not desperate. They're happy, they're content, they'll stay home. Second of all, what could be a second reason prices would drop? Well, more inventory. So what are the sources of new inventory? Well, investors aren't selling off rentals because rentals are still commanding high rents because buyers can't get out and purchase homes, so they're stuck in the rentals. The investors are just making the money. They're happy to do that for primary residences. Now, I happen to think there's an opportunity for anyone who has had vacation rentals, Airbnb, VRBO, and maybe they're not getting as much money. Talk to me. I have an idea how you could roll that into a different investment and still make even more money than you have in your real estate, and you can sell it off and be free of that mortgage. There's no sign of any distressed or foreclosure properties hitting the market anytime soon. What we learned back in 2007, 2008 is that foreclosure and distressed properties take 8 to 12 months, possibly as much as 18 months to come to market. So we're not going to suddenly see a whole surge of pre-foreclosure properties come to market. Maybe a few, but not any number that's going to significantly impact our inventory. Now, the second opportunity, the second motivating factor for buyers to make a decision to move forward would be if mortgage rates were to drop. And again, I suspect, first of all, it's up to the federal government, not us. It's up to the marketplace. Fed sets their rate, the market responds and makes affordable mortgages based on those rates. I don't see that improving. Now, it will presumably in the first or second quarter of 24. Why is that? Well, it's an election year, and I believe that regardless of your political affiliation, both parties want interest rates to come down because that shows a improving economy. When that happens, I think that those buyers who are waiting on the sidelines will rush onto the field. They're going to start buying up that existing inventory, and with that greater demand, there's no reason for prices to drop, and they're going to stay where they are. So I don't think that's going to happen. Third, we are seeing more cash buyers, obviously at the higher point, not in the $400,000, $500,000 range, because if you have that much cash, you're probably not a first-time buyer sitting on that large of a pocket of cash. You're still looking at a 3 to 5% down payment. Where I see the cash buyers is the over $1 million point where they're taking money out of other investments, other assets, and moving it into the security of housing to fix that rate. That's where we're seeing it. Now, what does this mean? Well, we need to talk. It means that if you're thinking of buying or selling, let's put a plan in place. Talk to me, Mark. I can help you. I will work with you to find a plan that works with your schedule, your goals, and your intents. Let's do that. Let's work together. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you next week for Halloween.